It's a win for Zalmi. They've one run in this match. It's a big six. Karachi have won.
It's a young franchise, but they've done it. Take it down, finally! What a start!
It's a contest that the cricketing world will watch with bated breath. A modern batting great.
Hit through the line and all the way.
That's so trademark Babar Azam.
Taking on one of the finest with the ball.
Oh, clean him up. It's wood again, but this time it's the stumps.
Challenging one of the game's fastest bowlers.
Gone! Harris Ralph is the man again.
In a showdown with one of the best leg spinners.
Oh, he's got him. There is a sound. There's surely a sound. He's walking.
Can Babar Azam, after a slow start in the tournament, finally regain his form to halt the Lahore juggernaut? Or will Shaheen Shah Afridi inspire the defending champions to extend their victory march?
Bowling, that's four for the skipper. Holes everywhere.
In the battle of the two poster boys of Pakistan cricket, can Afridi outwit Babar yet again?
Oh, he's got him. He has got him for the second time in HBL BSL, and how big a wicket is that?
It's also a fascinating matchup with some of the most promising young guns taking on the old guard. A truly marquee contest coming your way.
Hello and good afternoon. The first afternoon game at the Pindi Cricket Stadium for the HBL BSL. It is Peshawar Zalmi versus Lahore Qalandars in match 23. Well, this is what it looks like. Lahore is doing well, and Peshawar Zalmi just at the brink of being eliminated of the top four, or maybe staying there if they win. So it's all quite open as far as the two positions go that are available in the playoffs. Going to be great matchups here because you got some big guns playing tonight. You got Babar Azam, you have Wahab Riaz, then of course we know what Lahore Qalandars bring to the table. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Harris Ralph and Fakhr Zaman. So it's probably the strongest bowling attack versus a very, very good batting unit in Peshawar Zalmi. Shaheen Afridi, of course, has not just been bowling so well, he's also been a great captain. Rashid Khan, their spearhead in the spin attack. And Fakhr Zaman, the man who gives them the start in power plays. All right, so here I am, Sikandar with you, and we are talking about match 23. Excited. Afternoon game. What will that bring to the table? Because afternoon is the first one. Will the teams decide to bat first or bowl first when they win or lose the toss? Let's get our guests in. Alan Wilkins alongside me. We've got Sana Mir. We'll start with you, Alan. Firstly, great to have you back, and it's lovely to see you and share the table.
Yeah, thanks, Sikandar, and it's great to be here. Lovely alongside former captain Sana Mir. The first thing, if I was a captain or if I was a bowler, a lead bowler, I'd be knocking on the captain's shoulder like this and saying, do you know how hot it is here today? If you win the toss, you bat. Although, you know, the sides batting second here are winning more matches. So I just feel that this heat might be a factor. It is searingly hot, and it's very nice, actually, coming from 1 degree in Britain to this is rather pleasant.
You don't mind the sun, do you?
No, love
You
it.
don't mind.
Absolutely love
Exactly. Sana, we talk about first afternoon game. You've seen 200 has not been defended here. How do you see sides batting first? What kind of score would they have in mind with the sun beating down?
Yeah, I think it's a good one because we haven't got the day game as yet, the afternoon game. We have seen 200 was not safe in one of the games, but I do feel anything above 180, 185 is a good score, but then you have to back it up with good bowling and good fielding. When 200 has been chased, then on the other hand, the fielding and the bowling has not been on spot. So I think that would be the case. So even 180, 185 can be a good score, depending that your bowling unit delivers.
See, don't forget, and a good point by Sana, that Karachi scored 201 here, inspired by Imad Wasim, and still lost the game. So, you know, even if you score 200, you're not safe because you can be Shazammed. You can be Azam Khan can come along, or Martin Guptill comes along, and one innings can turn this game. So where Imad Wasim said 180, 190 is your base plate, then it's above that.
The good thing is, unlike last season was win the toss and win the match, it's not been the case. It's only maybe that the captains have chosen to do something wrong which didn't suit the conditions. Anyway, we'll get to that. Talking about the numbers game, now there are quite a few matchups out there, and well, we've got a few matchups. To talk about the highest wicket takers in the HBL PSL, and you've got Wahab Riaz right on top there, and you've got someone like Fakhr Zaman and Babar Azam who are amongst the highest run getters in the HBL PSL. This is a good tie over here. I mean, a good clash.
Well, this is heavyweight. This is two heavyweight boxers in the ring, and who can punch the hardest? Fakhr Zaman, you know, and look what happened in the first match. Qalandars scored 241, and Fakhr Zaman smashed 10 sixes. You got Wahab, you know, with his devastating left-arm bowling, and he's the highest wicket taker in the history of the HBL PSL. So you've got that. Plus, you have this clash, Babar Azam, Shaheen Shah Afridi. That is going to be the contest within the contest that I think sets the tone. It sets the tone.
Okay. All right, let's head out, and we've got Erin and Waqar Yunus waiting for us.
Yeah, it's really hot out here in the middle of Pindi Cricket Stadium, but the action promises to be even hotter. The battle of the heavyweights, Babar Azam taking on Shaheen Shah Afridi. So I've got the man with the no, Waqar Yunus, alongside me to chat through what we can expect. I mean, first and foremost, that matchup, Babar versus Shaheen, how do you think that's going to go today?
Oh, we can't wait for that. I mean, Babar, #1 batsman in the world. I mean, Shaheen is at top of his game and swinging the ball and getting the early wickets. And I think this is going to be some matchup and some game, because both teams are really playing at top of their game. Qalandars are at top already, and Peshawar really searching for a win.
And obviously you're one of the greats of the game when it comes to seam bowlers. Where do you rate Shaheen Shah as a left-hand seamer in the scheme of the game?
Look, when you talk about left armour, talk about Pakistan, you talk about Wasim Akram and Mohammad Amir to an extent, but Shaheen is getting up there. He's probably, you know, really good. He's far better than Amir, of course, and because he's tall, he gets that big swing, big in-swingers, a late swinger, and especially early on with the new ball, he's a nightmare for the opening batsman, and he's been really picking up early wickets, which is really crucial for Lahore Qalandars.
He's also just come back from injury as well.
Yeah.
So to take a look at his performances, do you see any deficits still with how he's performing, or do you think he's back to his best? Obviously, they missed him at the very end of the World Cup.
Yeah, I thought in the World Cup, it was a bit of a rush for him to bring him back, because there was some desperation, because he was our #1 at the time. So that was desperation, and you saw that he was not really to his best. But now I feel that you know, he's up there where he should be, and he's such a hungry guy. You can see he's in his captaincy, and also, you know, he wants to win every game, and for that, if he has to really come out and do the job every time, he'll do that. Doesn't matter if it's sun blazing or if the lights are on.
And if we talk about the Lahore Qalandars bowling unit as a whole, some people are saying it's the best franchise T20 cricket bowling unit that we've ever seen, the likes of Haris Ralph and Zaman Khan. What do you make of the other bowlers as well? Rashid Khan, I mean, the names are endless.
I don't think we can doubt that. Whoever is saying that is 100% right, because you know, they complement each other really well. Haris Rauf in the middle overs, he's been outstanding with his slow deliveries as a Yorker once he started reversing. I really like Zaman Khan. I think he brings a lot to the table because, you know, with the slingy action, that variation he's got, and he's also got a good slower one, and he bowled that odd bouncer also. So he's another one who fits in really well. And then icing on the cake is, of course, Rashid Khan. You know, when you have Rashid Khan in the side with those 33 paces, Sikandar, we say, I mean, that's what you want. That's the best bowling lineup you can ask for.
The options are endless, but just very quickly to end, there will definitely be fireworks.
All right, so you're just really amazing. So now when you see Babar Azam or Shaheen Shah Afridi, it's like a match within the match.
Absolutely, and it's the contest, isn't it? You know, he got him in the first game with an absolute exocet. You know, he knew where it was going. The Shaheen, he knows where it's going. And I think he's probably been thinking about this contest maybe last night, maybe the night before. It's Babar Azam. It's his captain. And when you've got the captain there and you've got such a massive player there, he's in your sights, right, Sana?
Absolutely, and I think with Shaheen Shah Afridi, his first over has become an event.
I like that.
If you want to sell a ticket just to have Shaheen Afridi's first over, I think I'm going to buy that. So, of course, I think with his caliber, he understands the importance of setting the tone with getting Babar Azam's wicket. And I think the similar competition would be between Wahab Riaz and Fakhar Zaman because they have the similar context. So, these teams are pretty evenly matched in that way.
I think that if Shaheen Shah Afridi gets his absolute A game tuned, it's like the car, you know, the Ferrari or the McLaren, whatever it is, if it's fine tuned, there are very few players, batsmen in the world who can keep him out. And I'm including everyone. Look what he did in the World Cup. So that's when Shaheen gets it absolutely right. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think with his swing, his line and length, he has been so consistent that now people really actually give him that respect. And with that new ball, because of that respect, he's very dangerous with the new ball.
So maybe Babar's going to have to do something different, stand outside his crease to negate that swing, do something different. Because if he doesn't, I think that Shaheen's going to do it again.
I'm just going to endorse what they said. Shaheen Shah Afridi has taken wickets in the first over 17 times. That leads that table. So talking about numbers game, let's have a look at who's doing what, especially the batters who are the top scorers around. Okay, so you look at the leading run getters in the history of HDL and you've got Babar Azam right on top there. 2,591 runs there, and Fakhar Zaman is at number 2, and he's also not far away. It just shows the consistency.
Absolutely, both of these players have been key for whichever teams they have represented. Fakhar Zaman has stuck with Lahore Qalandars. Babar has been moving different teams, but his consistency remains. So he will be amongst runs. When we have seen whenever he has scored runs, there is a base for the other players to come and launch on that platform. So because Babar has not been that effective this time, we do see that they're still patchy, the Peshawar Zalmi, and they will definitely want their captain to stand up tonight.
And
today.
Yeah.
And on those numbers, yes, Babar Azam 2,591 and Fakhar is 400 fewer runs. But Fakhar's strike rate is 141. Babar's strike rate is 121. But his average is a lot better. So Fakhar gets his runs differently. He'll turn the tide. When he bats, it's different. When Fakhar bats, you think, oh, he'll create this environment. So it's different. It's a different ploy.
All right. So that was our numbers game. All right, lots coming your way. Match 23, Lahore versus Peshawar. Don't go away. We'll take a break. Hello and welcome back to the pitchside studio. We've been talking about this matchup, left arm swing and the right hand batters and how can they avoid not getting bowled or leg before. And we got our expert out there. Nick Knight will tell us how to handle this situation.
One of the toughest assignments in the game, the modern game that is, Shaheen Shah Afridi. How do you play against him, particularly as a right-hander? Now, we've got a mouth-watering contest here because Baba is going to be up against his great mate Shaheen Shah Afridi. Now, he hasn't fared particularly well so far. Let's just show you how he went against Shaheen Shah just a few days ago. Yeah, now you can see where he's trying to set up. Watch the replay. You can see that he's showing all three stumps, so he's slightly worried about the LBW and the ball coming back in. He then goes back and across, but he probably feels, having seen that dismissal, that he's exposing his stumps a little bit too much. Now, a couple of games later, he does something slightly different. Look closely, because he's playing against Mohammed Amir. He's covering his stumps now completely. That is his reaction to what happened against Shaheen Shah Afridi. Same shape in the ball, barely see the stumps. See that? You can barely see the stumps. Now, what that is doing, in effect, is, and all the best players do it, they're taking a slight adjustment to what happened. So first game against Shaheen Shah, he's setting up somewhere around here, showing the stumps, has his little trigger, goes back and across, and even when he gets to there, you can still see the stumps. Now, I think that Baba's thinking, I'm letting him see too much of the stump. So his reaction to that is, okay, I'm going to set up a little bit further across, then come to here, and now he can't see my stumps. The problem is, now he can see that banging. You're not going to get me out LBW. You might bowl me, but you're not going to get me out LBW. So in summary of all of that, yes, it is damn difficult, because by the way, you've still got to try and score. It's not all about survival, it's T20 cricket, so you're working out how you can score. So really got to work out where you're most comfortable. Different players will see it different ways. If it was me, and I'm of course a left-hander, but I'm trying to demonstrate this for the sake of it as a right-hander, I would try and take one mode of dismissal out. I would try and stay leg side of the ball so that I can access the ball that is coming down this line with the full face of the bat, rather than be too far across, which tests your balance, and then you end up having to come across the ball, bringing in LBW and possibly bringing in the stumps as well. It is mighty difficult. The other option you can do, which is probably not favourable against Shaheen Shah, is you could take guard outside here and then try and take the LBW out with the ball swinging back in. But of course he's got a bit more pace. That is not straightforward. I think the best thing to do is try and take one and bat up the other end.
Yeah, that's a great demonstration there. We get Wilco into it. You're talking about a right-hand batter playing a left arm over the wicket and you're expecting to drive it with the angle. The problem is when it just shapes into you, and you called it Amir versus Baba.
Yeah, I think what Nick's done there is fantastic, because that's from a batsman's point of view. But if I got the ball in my hand and my job is to get that in swing, I'm not really looking at where the batsman is standing or what he's doing there. I'm looking at those stumps. In my head, I'm programmed to swing that ball wherever he's standing, and that's my prime objective, is to hit those stumps or hit that front pad. And I'm not looking at what the batter is doing. So it's a great mental contest as much as anything else.
And it's all about preparing yourself mentally as a batter. And again, you know that he's going to be fast, full, and into the stumps, and you still lose your wicket 17 times.
Absolutely, it's the mind game. We talk about this minor adjustments, because especially a player like Babar Azam, who really prepares himself, who has a set routine, and who has got a very consistent technique. So for him to even change a little bit of his trigger movement, or change his stance from side on to open, these small some changes can be really big for a player like him, who is generally very consistent. So yeah, for someone like me, it's not much difficult, because our technique, we keep changing it. But for someone who has really perfected his technique, it's very difficult for them to change and then deliver in the match.
Great. Okay, so time for us to take another break. When we come back, we'll have the toss and the pitch for you, so action is not far.
Well, welcome back to Pindi Cricket Stadium. Of course, we are warming up and heading towards ball one of Peshawar Zalmi taking on Lahore Qalandars. It's a hot, crazy hot weather day here in Rawalpindi, but the players are certainly making sure that they're fit and fighting and ready to go for what is going to prove to be a really fantastic contest. Hello and welcome back to the Pitchside Studio. Absolutely thrilled to be joining you for this segment, of course, alongside Alan Wilkins and San Amir. And I know you guys were talking earlier in the show about how great Babar Azam, Shaheen Shah, some of the big guns are. But let's talk about the youth, the emerging talent that has been exceptional so far in the tournament for both of these teams. Like Saim Ayub, Zaman Khan, I mean, they've been standing up in amongst all the big boys and really proving their worth in the team, wouldn't you say, Wilco?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the perfect stage to do it, because once you've been selected in a squad, whether you've got the E alongside your name or G for great, I think you've had the stamp of approval. You've had the approval from the management, so you're in there. And it's a fine line for saying to someone, to an emerging player, you belong to us. And I think Zaman Khan, with his pace, Mohamed Harris batting, and Saim Ayub as well, these guys, they may be considered supporting act, but I think they're more than that, don't you? I think they are very much part of the playing landscape.
Absolutely. With Mohamed Harris, I think his strike rate 180 plus, that really makes him an impact player. And Saim Ayub, he has got a couple of 50s. Zaman Khan, you can go to him when you throw the ball, even at deaths. Shaheen Shah Afridi has really trusted him to deliver those last overs. And I think that is what young players are all about, soaking that pressure and performing at the big stage.
And Zaman Khan as well. It's hard to think of him as an emerging player because he seems like such a fully fledged member of the playing 11 now, Wilco.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that, as an emerging player, you don't have excess baggage. You're not bringing 3, 4, 5 years of baggage. You're there.
Oh, it looks like we're ready for the Be Loved Network toss. So let's get out to the middle with Sikandar Bakht and our two captains.
Hello and welcome to the Be Loved Network toss, and we've got match 23, the two captains alongside me, Babar Azam and of course Shaheen Shah Afridi, and our match referee Mr. Javed Malik, who's got the coin. Babar has the coin and Shaheen will call.
Head.
Heads is the call.
And it is tail.
And it is tails. Babar, क्या करेंगे?
हम बैटिंग करेंगे
बैटिंग
और कोशिश करेंगे कि रन ऑन द बोर्ड करें और कोशिश करेंगे कि जितना हो 180 तक, क्योंकि पिच काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है, तो दैट्स व्हाई वी आर बैटिंग फर्स्ट.
कुछ चीज़ें चेंज होती हैं. पहला आफ्टरनून गेम है यहाँ पे इंडिया में, हम देखा 200 भी यहाँ डिफेंड नहीं हो पाया और कहीं भी 160 भी हो गया. तो क्या माइंड में आप रख रहे हैं स्कोर यहाँ पे आफ्टरनून में?
देखें, पिच को देख के हम कोशिश करें कि 180 तक होना चाहिए, क्योंकि पिच काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है, ड्राई विकेट लग रहा है, तो मेरे ख्याल से बॉल अच्छा आएगा फर्स्ट टाइम.
क्या तब्दीलियां लाए हैं टीम में? एनी चेंजेस फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस मैच?
नो, वी हैव अ सेम टीम.
सेम टीम. ओके, गुड लक टू यू. शाहीन, यूजुअली पिछले कुछ मैचेस में देखा कि आपने ऑप्ट किया पहले बैटिंग ही करनी है, आज बॉलिंग आपको मिली है. वर यू गोइंग टू डू द सेम?
जी बिल्कुल, हम बैटिंग के साथ ही जा रहे थे, बट विकेट काफ़ी अच्छी लग रही है. उम्मीद है कि बॉलिंग में अर्ली ऑन थोड़ा सा स्विंग मिलेगा, थोड़ा सी हेल्प मिलेगी.
ओवरऑल आफ्टरनून गेम में वही बात मैंने बाबर से भी कही थी, कोई इतने चेंजेस नजर नहीं आएंगे सरफेस में, लेकिन कितना स्कोर आपको लगता है कि भाई यहाँ गेटेबल होगा सेकंड टाइम?
देखिए, छोटा ग्राउंड है, हमने हमेशा देखा है कि पिंडी में ज़्यादा रन होते हैं, बट कोशिश करेंगे कि 150 तक उनको स्टिक करें.
ओके, एंड कोई चेंजेस लेके आए हैं टीम में?
शावेज खेल रहा है ताहिर बेग की जगह.
चलिए, गुड लक टू यू.
Thank you.
Okay, so you know that Babar Azam and Peshawar Zalmi have won the toss and they've decided they will bat first. It's the first afternoon game, and of course I've got Waqar Yunus here. So when we look at this surface and you see the sun beating down, what do you make of it?
Look, I think first of all, I think Babar did the right thing. Get them out of the comfort zone, because they've been very, very happy to sort of bowl second because they're back there bowling. Let them bowl first and see what they're made of. This pitch looks really, really good. I mean, there are a few cracks here and there, and it's very similar pitch to what we played last evening, but this is a day game, don't forget. So this will probably come onto the bat bit better, because last night I saw the odd one which was pitch short, it just was a little bit too pace. The some was just going through very, very quickly, and then some was sticking into the pitch. So I think it's going to play better in the afternoon, and bat first is the right way to go.
All the captains have been saying 180 should be enough. Do you think that 180 is the score against Lahore Qalandars, that they will win it?
I think 180, they'll give themselves a chance at least. I mean, they're a fantastic bowling side. It will be hard to get 180 against them, because you might see a little bit of reverse swing also, because of the dryness of the pace. The square is getting quite dry also, so you might see a little bit of reverse. So early on, it's going to be crucial to handle Shaheen well, and then of course put up 180. I think it's going to be a good total. Anything above hope that it's going to be hard for Lahore Qalandars to chase.
So just in the end, this pitch has a bit for everyone, bowlers and batters.
I think more for batters. I think it will play better for the batters because it's got a little bit of sheen on it. Spin might come into play once the ball gets really old when it starts gripping a little bit, but not much for the spinners. I think it's going to be a belter.
All right, so you heard Waqar batting first is the right call out here.
Well, thanks for that, boys. So Peshawar Zalmi decide they went first bite of the cherry on this wicket today. And Wilco, probably not surprising, scoreboard pressure in a day game. What do you think about that decision?
No, I think it's the right call. Yeah, and as Waqar's saying, a pitch, under this unrelenting heat, I think it's just better for batting. It's much better for batting, and the bowlers will be very happy with that call by the skipper.
An unchanged playing 11 for them today as well. Not surprising, they did win their last match.
Yeah, and why change a winning formula? Stick with it. Zalmi, Qalandars elite, they've qualified. Zalmi want the win. It's going to be tough, but they want the win to join that group of four who's going to qualify. But I think it's the right call, don't you, to bat?
And Sana, obviously with Lahore Qalandars, I'm just going to bring you in to chat about their playing 11 because there is a new emerging player that we're going to get to see. Exciting times.
Absolutely. I think Shahbaz Irfan, he represented Bhavalpur in the Pakistan Junior League. And what is great about, we have been talking about when we were covering the Pakistan Junior League, that if these players, young players, can get another platform and this whole chain of events can take them to the next level. This is brilliant because now Lahore Qalandars also playing one of the Pakistan Junior League players, and he was very, very impressive, let me tell you. So you look out for him when he comes out to bat.
Oh, so much to look forward to in this game. Alan Wilkins, I believe we're saying goodbye to you in the pitchside studio. But you guys at home, please stick with us because we're going to unpack further those playing 11s on the other side of the break.
वेलकम बैक वंस अगेन। ज़बरदस्त धूप है और मौसम यहाँ पे फिर भी अच्छा है, हल्की हल्की हवा चल रही है। देखेंगे कि मैच कैसा चलता है। वकार यूनुस हमारे साथ आ चुके हैं और हमने बाहर बात की थोड़ी देर पहले कि ज़ल्मी ने सही फैसला किया पहले बैटिंग करने का, लेकिन ट्रिक क्वेश्चन ये है कि कितने रन काफ़ी होंगे, क्योंकि ये बॉलिंग अटैक और ये बैटिंग जो इनकी पावर है लाहौर की काफ़ी अच्छी है और काफ़ी तगड़ी है।
देखें, बाबर ने आई डोंट थिंक उसने रन्स का सोचा है या उसने मैच के डेप्थ में सोचा है। आई थिंक ये टॉस जीत के जो बैटिंग करने का फैसला है, इट्स बेसिकली लाहौर कलंदर को कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकालने का, क्योंकि लाहौर कलंदर बहुत ही कंफर्टेबल हैं जब वो बैटिंग पहले कर लेते हैं और रन्स बोर्ड पे लगा देते हैं। उनकी बॉलिंग ऐसी है कि वो किसी को भी तंग कर लेते हैं, और इस तरह की पिच पे स्पेशली और इस तरह के दिन में जहाँ पे गर्मी है, जहाँ पे रिवर्स स्विंग भी प्ले में आएगा, आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी वाइज डिसीजन। येस, रन्स आपको चाहिए होंगे 170 180 के करीब या इसके ऊपर आप कर लिया तो आई थिंक यू आर इन द गेम।
ठीक है सना, आपको देखें ज़रा पेशावर ज़ल्मी की टीम को। आज इन्होंने अपनी टीम जो ने उतारी है वो अनचेंज है लास्ट मैच के हिसाब।
बिल्कुल अनचेंज इसलिए क्योंकि पिछला मैच ये जीते हैं, और क्यों चेंज करें। बाबर आजम है, मोहम्मद हारिस बहुत इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर हैं, तेज़ स्ट्राइक रेट से खेलते हैं, और हसीबुल्ला ने बहुत इम्प्रेस किया है मुझे। जो लास्ट मैच में इन्होंने इनिंग्स खेली थी, ऊपर से जल्दी विकेट्स गिरी, और उसके बाद जिस तरह से आके इन्होंने जिस तेज़ी से स्ट्राइक रेट से खेला वो बहुत इम्प्रेसिव था। और फिर रोमन पावल जो रन्स नहीं कर रहे थे, उन्होंने भी आके बड़ा ज़बरदस्त 60 किया। तो आई थिंक ओवरऑल इनकी अब यूनिट जेल करी, और अजमतुल्लाह जो हैं वो भी बड़े इम्प्रेसिव मुझे बॉलिंग में नजर आए।
लाहौर की टीम पे एक नज़र डालते हैं। वकार यूनुस को लेके आते हैं। एक तब्दीली लाए हैं और ओपनिंग में ताहिर बेग को रेस्ट करके शाहबाज इरफान को लिए।
देखें, ताहिर बेग का था कि वो उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी काफ़ी मिली है, मुश्किल पिच पे भी और टाइम्स पे मिली, लेकिन वो उनका फेलियर था। लेकिन शाहबाज इरफान, इनके बारे में बहुत सुन चुके हैं कि ये बड़े अच्छे प्लेयर हैं। लोकल टूर्नामेंट्स में भी इन्होंने अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है। जो सबसे इनके डेंजरस प्लेयर हैं वो अब्दुल्ला शफीक, जो कि आउटस्टैंडिंग फॉर्म है, सैम बिलिंग अच्छी फॉर्म है, हुसैन तल्लत में भी थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे ज़रूर है, सिकंदर बख्त को भी ऊपर भेजा जा सकता है। तो इनकी बैटिंग में भी उतना ही दम है जितना इनकी बॉलिंग में है। बॉलिंग
तो सिकंदर बख्त को कहाँ भेज रहे हैं आप?
सॉरी, सिकंदर रजा
वो इतने खुश हो गए, उन्होंने आपको बताया भी नहीं कि मैं चला जाता हूँ।
सना, इतने सारे सिकंदर हो गए हैं, ये सब हर बंदा यहाँ सिकंदर है। तो सिकंदर
वो खामोशी से बैठे हुए हैं कि मैं चला जाता हूँ। वकार भाई ने कह दिया तो चला जाऊंगा।
यार आप प्लीज देखिए, बोलने देना। बोले आप बोले।
देखिए, वंडरफुल टीम है, इसमें तो कोई शक नहीं। और जिस तरह की क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं वो एक बड़ी जो कहते हैं ना कंबाइन होके और बड़ा कॉम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं एक दूसरे को, और उनकी सेलिब्रेशन में भी नजर आता है कि दे जस्ट लाइक लुक लाइक अ वेरी वेरी गुड यूनिट. You know, they're the team who can win this tournament quite comfortably.
बिल्कुल. और अभी आप बात कर रहे हैं स्टार्स की. स्टार टॉक में हमारी बात हुई कुछ देर पहले, मैं बाहर था, तो जमान खान जो कि इनके इमर्जिंग प्लेयर हैं, कुछ गलत नहीं करते, प्रेशर सिचुएशन में बहुत शानदार बॉलिंग करते हैं. आइए स्टार टॉक में इनको सुनते हैं. जमान, अपने रोल के बारे में बताएं. सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉलिंग लाइनअप है लाहौर कलंदर का. शाहीन, हारिस रऊफ, राशिद खान, ये सब के साथ मिलके एक तो एक्सपीरियंस हासिल हो रहा होगा. ओवरऑल आप कैसा फील कर रहे हैं एज अ बॉलर इस टीम के साथ?
जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. काफ़ी अच्छा लगता है ऐसे सीनियर प्लेयरों के साथ खेलना. जैसे कि हमारे सीनियर प्लेयर हैं, इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर हारिस भाई, शाहीन भाई, जैसे कि राशिद भाई हैं माशाल्लाह, हमारे लेग स्पिनर, टॉप स्पिनर में से आते हैं. तो काफ़ी अच्छी बॉलिंग है हमारी. तो इंशाल्लाह टॉप बॉलिंग में से एक हमारी बॉलिंग है जो तो इंशाल्लाह इसी बॉलिंग को कंटिन्यू रखेंगे और काफ़ी कुछ सीखेंगे भी इंशाल्लाह, और इंशाल्लाह फाइनल तक लेके जाएंगे.
प्रेशर सिचुएशन से बॉलिंग करने में लगता है आपको मजा आता है, और एक इंसिडेंस भी हुई थी जब शायद डेविड वीस को ओवर देते देते लास्ट ओवर आपके हाथ में दे दिया था. वो क्या हुआ था
उस टाइम जब 17वां ओवर चल रहा था? तो मैंने जहन में सोचा यार इंशाल्लाह जब भी लास्ट ओवर आएगा 10 रन हो, 15 रन हो, तो मुझे अपने आप पे उम्मीद थी क्योंकि हमारा कैप्टन ऐसा कैप्टन है जो एक फैमिली की तरह सपोर्ट करता है, तो उसको कंटिन्यू रखा. तो मैंने ओवर किया और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह काफ़ी अच्छा हुआ.
अपने एक्शन के बारे में थोड़ा बताएं. स्लिंगिंग एक्शन है और उस एंगल से आप शॉर्ट बॉल बड़ा अच्छा कर लेते हैं. काफ़ी प्रैक्टिस की है इस चीज़ की?
जी काफ़ी प्रैक्टिस की है, क्योंकि शुरू से मैं टे बॉल खेलता था, तो काफ़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ी. जो है वो ठीक करवाते हैं 1-2 मैच. तो फिर मुझे कहते हैं जमान तुम वाइट बॉल से अभी आए हो, तो 1-2 मैच लेंथ पे काम करो. तो वही उसी को लेके आता हूँ. तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह नया बॉल भी अच्छा करता हूँ और पुराना उससे काफ़ी बेहतर कर लेता हूँ.
चलिए, बहुत एंजॉय करते हैं आपकी बॉलिंग को. अपना ख्याल रखें. गुड लक. चलिए, अब हमारे पास करीबन 1.5 मिनट रह गए, तो मैं अपने दोनों गेस्ट से ये पूछ लेता हूं कि अगर आप दोनों टीमों का मवाजना करें और देखें, तो शायद कहीं ना कहीं बॉलिंग में आपको फील होता है कि पेशावर ज़ल्मी थोड़ा सा पीछे है. लाहौर से वहाब रियाज हैं, अजमतुल्लाह उमर ज़ई है, अरशद इकबाल, आमिर जमाल कंपेयर टू व्हाट दे हैव.
ओवरऑल अगर देखा जाए इस टूर्नामेंट को अगर पूरे पे नज़र डालेंगे तो ऑफ कोर्स लाहौर कलंदर का कोई मैच ना सिर्फ ज़ल्मी का, कोई भी टीम उनको मैच नहीं कर सक रही. लेकिन ये कि आज क्योंकि टॉस जीत के उनको पहले बॉलिंग करनी पड़ रही है, तो आज उनका थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट टेस्ट होगा. अगर बाबर सेटल हो गए उनकी टीम में, ऊपर से सायाम अयूब को बहुत अच्छा खेले हैं, मोहम्मद हारिस अगर ऊपर से पड़ गए, तो मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि अगर 180 कर लिया तो फिर टेस्ट ज़रूर होगा इनका लाहौर कलंदर का.
आपके ख्याल में सना, जो बॉलिंग है पेशावर ज़ल्मी की, इनमें से कौन सा ऐसा बॉलर आपको लगता है जो आज थोड़ा सा आपको टेस्टिंग टाइम दे सकता है लाहौर को?
देखिए, ओवरऑल मुजीबुर रहमान का रोल बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा. डे गेम भी है, और अजमतुल्लाह उमर ज़ई मुझे काफ़ी इंप्रेसिव लगे जो लास्ट मैच में उन्होंने बॉलिंग की. ऑलराउंडर आमिर जमाल भी अच्छे नज़र आ रहे हैं. तो ओवरऑल इनकी भी टीम अच्छी है, बट जैसे वकार भाई ने कहा, कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं है. जो लाहौर कलंदर का बॉलिंग लाइनअप है वो वर्ल्ड क्लास बॉलिंग लाइनअप है, उसमें कहीं भी कोई वीक लिंक नज़र नहीं आता. और ओवरऑल टीम खुश भी लगती है. जैसे मुल्तान सुल्तान जिस टाइम पे जीता था, तो एक बड़ी जेल्ड टीम थी. पिछले दोनों सीजन से अगर आप लाहौर कलंदर को देखें, शाहीन शाह को आपको क्रेडिट देना पड़ेगा कि बहुत जबरदस्त उनकी लीडरशिप जा रही है.
चलिए, गुड. मेरे पास 15 सेकंड है. पेशावर और लाहौर?
आज मैं फेंस पे बैठूंगा. आई थिंक ज़ल्मी को और मैं थोड़ा सा सपोर्ट.
लाहौर.
ओके, ऑलराइट. वक्त आ गया है कि छोटा सा ब्रेक लिया जाए. उसके दूसरी तरफ है मैच 23 का जबरदस्त एक्शन. एंजॉय.